Hi, like I promised, I was gonna make a video dedicated to Hongdae. I want to say something. Sorry, I look like a mess. I don't wear makeup. This is what I look like all the time. Maybe my hair might be bad, maybe not. And I actually wear glasses. Okay, so my experience in Hongdae, like I said, I randomly ended up in Hongdae, and the first time I went, um, like I said, I was in a cab with three people that I didn't know. One of them I'm really good friends with. Um, So it was me, a girl from Canada, a guy from England, and his Korean girlfriend. And it was a guy from England who was like, yeah, we're going to this club. I know where it's at, whatnot, and so forth. So the girl from Canada is one I'm obviously friends with. And so me and the girl from Canada were like, whatever. Um, there's more to the girl from Canada, obviously, and how we managed to become friends. Um, but for now, we're just going to go with my experience at Hongdae. So we ended up in Hongdae and we ended up at this bar, and we've noticed how cheap drinks are. It was $2, 2,000 won for a shot of tequila. It's like $8 in the States. Well, in New York, I should say, or a shot of Patron, depending on depending where you go. $8. Actually, someone paid $12 for a glass this big at a club of like, I think, what was it? Long Island iced tea maybe? Or amaretto sours? I don't know. But it was like, what? $12? $5 for a bottle of water in the clubs in New York, depending where you go. Five. I paid 2,000 won for a bottle of water, and that's expensive because I pay for 2 liters, I think it is, for like 90 cents. Well, 900,000 won. 900 won, sorry, 900,000 won. It's a lot for some water. 900 won, which is like roughly 80 something cents. So, I mean, granted, 2,000 won is a little steep, but compared to the States, or compared to New York, that's cheap. So, one thing you'll notice about Hongdae, liquor is really, really cheap. Another thing you'll notice about Hongdae, or maybe just Korean culture in general, is when you're dancing and say, like, it's a group of Korean girls not too far from you, if you, like, look like you want to join them, they'll be more than happy to open up and let you dance with them. Like, compared to here, where not here, I am Korea. Compared to the West, where people look at you stank eye and you like, oh, who are you? Where do you think you're going? Need to back up. Not in Korea, which is great because you just randomly dance with people. Same thing with the guys, just randomly dance with people. Anyway, so like I said, one thing you notice, liquor is cheap. Liquor is cheap. Another thing you notice, military are not allowed in clubs in Hongdae. And that's because there's this thing from what I read. Because I wanted to know why they weren't allowed. I mean, the obvious assumption is because they don't know how to act. But from what I read, during the last Friday, I think it is. It's either Friday or Saturday, but I'm going with Friday. You pay like 15,000 won and you can go club hopping. So you just go from club to club to club to club to club to club to club all night. Obviously, it's participating clubs, but Hongdae has like 20 clubs packed into one tiny area, so you can find something somewhere. But they also say the lines are really long. So apparently, during these events, there used to be like a lot of disturbances, like violences going on. I don't know why I said disturbances so slow, but there's a lot of issues going on, or violence anyway. So they canceled it for a while, and then they started it back up, but they banned military from going because you go to these clubs and the Korean people don't really fight. Like, they're drunk, but I don't know how it is, what goes on, but I guess they hold their liquor better. Like, if someone steps on your shoes, they're not going to fight you. I don't know. Maybe because here, when you're sober, since it's such a small country with so many people bump into you and don't say excuse me. That's one of the things that I had to get used to, and I'm still not used to it. People bump into you without saying excuse you. So it doesn't really faze you if you're drunk, someone steps on your sneakers, because you're accustomed to it. So compared to people in the West where you're ready to fight somebody, like, excuse me, what? Sorry? So here it's different. Mostly the bartenders just watch for like people who are really drunk because over intoxication is not allowed, and that's what it says on the walls. So over intoxication is not allowed yet. It's like $2,000. Like I said, it's 2,000 for a shot of tequila. No, wasted you can get over that, right? So that's another thing to notice. Military is not allowed. Another thing to notice is the Korean men can dress. Oh my god. Oh my god. I what can I say? Do I like Korean men? I really don't have a preference. Like, race doesn't matter to me. So, regardless of what you are, if there's some sort of attraction, then I won't be like, oh, I won't date you because you're blah, 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 blah. I only date such and such and such. Like, that's not me. So, the Korean man, like I said, can dress. And that adds to their appeal. Like, you don't see, granted, like the whole baggy jeans and the big shirts has its appeal, has its little swag appeal to it, but when you see a guy who actually is dressed, put together nice, somebody you can like, who's dressed well enough so you can take home to your mom, that's a good thing. Like, that's attractive. So Korean men can dress, and they dress their ass up in the club, and they can dance their asses off. I didn't mean to curse, but it's the truth. Like, girls are wearing heels like this big. And so most you can do is like bob side to side, twirl your hips, whatever. You're not partying. Like, the Korean guys will just like stand in a circle and dance to impress each other. Like, forget the girls. But they do, don't get me wrong, they do dance with females. I've danced with Korean males at the club, so actually they even bought me liquor and went out to eat with like random stuff happened to me. Anyway, so they are, I think I should make another video of my experience with Korean men so far. But yeah, they were like dance with each other. The one club we went to, oh my god, I'm in love with it. So we only been to 3. 3. And actually a lot of them are bars. So we went to 3, and the one we probably gonna go back to every time, the bartenders are so much fun. Oh, they are like partying hard with their whistles in sync to it was great. It was awesome. I love it. And there's a table. Be careful with the table. People do fall off of it. Yes, they do. Another thing about Hongdae is that you can find, it's mostly a younger crowd because there's like universities around it. So I expect to be surrounded by younger men and women. Another thing you will notice about Hongdae is, oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Oh, they play a lot of American music. Some American songs I don't even know. And these people were singing it almost word for word. It was like, okay. Maybe it's not popular in the States or in New York, but I was just like, oh, maybe it's not popular in New York, I should say, because I didn't hear it. It's probably like a down south thing. But it was crazy. And then they'll play like 1 or 2 Korean songs. And if you know the words to these Korean songs, Korean people will love you. They are like, yeah! So learn the words to Big Bang's Fantastic Baby. I recommend it. Another thing you would notice, like I said, girls wear like shoes like this big. I learned my lesson. I wear shoes that big, and my feet were killing me by the end of the night, but I was too drunk to care. Took them bad boys off. Another thing, they spit in the clubs. This is absolutely disgusting when I saw it, but apparently it's like okay to spit in the club, just like ooh, gross, nasty. Also, another thing, if you don't like smoking or overcrowded, don't go to a club because they smoke and it's usually crowded. I personally like crowded clubs because it's so many people there that no one's really paying attention to you. That's why I like crowded clubs. Another thing, I don't like smoking, but and all my clothes come out like I smell like cigarette smells. My hair smells like an ashtray. It's just gross. But you know, you party anyway. This is 10 minutes long, and it was just a bunch of gibberish. My friend wrote a good blog about what to expect when you go to Hongdae. But that's, like I said, I don't have that much experience. Only went to 3 different clubs, only on 3 separate occasions. I haven't gone to like the club night or anything like that. So I don't know what you can really expect. I only went to 3 kinds of clubs. I know I need to go to Cocoon. I heard that's like one of the most popular clubs. That's the only place that actually has a line no matter what time we go. There's always a line. It's crazy. And I read that that club like approves more of like the sexy clothes. Another thing, you don't really show that much cleavage in Korea, but the skirts are like 2 inches away from your butt, and that is completely acceptable. So your heels are here, your skirts this far away from your ass, and no breasts. Just things to notice. Yeah, I guess I'll make another video about my male experiences in Korea, being a black female. Okay. Laters.